was that one or two things that made you mad?
That was two. The
Okay.
third thing was Arthur Blank, who I
Yeah.
usually like Arthur Blank. I don't mind Arthur Blank.
Go ahead, Perna. Explain why you're upset.
But he was asked about if the Falcons would be interested in Lamar Jackson, right? Something many people have said, like, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Lamar in Atlanta. And old Arthur Blank said, there's some differences between Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. I'm paraphrasing here, because why would I do an exact quote? But basically, he said, we see some risks with Lamar Jackson that we didn't see with Deshaun Watson. Style of play being one of them.
Yep.
We're worried about Lamar Jackson's style of play. That's why we don't value him the way we value Deshaun Watson. There's some more risks with Lamar Jackson versus Deshaun Watson, who at the time had 24 lawsuits hanging over his head. 24 for varying degrees of sexual assault to sexual misconduct to just being fucking weird. Who had to serve an 11-game suspension, who took an entire year off. Oh, Lamar's missed some games the last 2 seasons. That guy sat out an entire year. And then was suspended for 11 games. We see some risks with Lamar. His style of play. Do you watch Deshaun Watson play football? He extend plays. He takes hits too. It's just a little different the way he does it. Before all the stuff happened with Deshaun Watson, would I agree Deshaun Watson was a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson? Yes. I thought Deshaun Watson was the best quarterback in the NFL because I was watching what he was doing on the Texans with the worst team. And I was like, he's as good as Patrick Mahomes, but he doesn't have the coach or necessarily like the exact team around him. So I get all of that before. But the fact that they are just finding excuse after excuse to be like, yeah we'll find some ways to not value Lamar Jackson and what he's done. And I get, yeah, sure. He has had injuries the last 2 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. Both of those injuries came in the pocket getting hit, not because he was running the football. Last year's one definitely happened in the pocket because he was sacked by my Denver Broncos, and that messed up his knee, not because he was running. It's just like, just say it. Just be like, just say the truth. Be like, we don't like the way he plays the position as much as we like the way Deshaun did. And we are willing to live with Deshaun possibly being one of the shittiest people, allegedly, in football, versus a dude who's done nothing but give back to the community, whose freaking teammates love him, who has just gone about trying to get his contract a little bit different. They fucking hate the fact that Lamar Jackson is doing it his own way at the position. They just do. Although, you know what? One thing I missed too is Harbaugh. When he was giving his interviews, when Lamar announced that he wanted to be traded, I thought Harbaugh actually handled that entire situation really well. If you watch like his whole thing, and you know, he has experience doing this, but he said exactly all the right things for the Ravens under the gun. Like, he wasn't prepared to do it, but he showed more support for Lamar in that moment than he did all season when nobody knew what the hell was going on with him. He was like, I love Lamar. I love that man. It's like, where was that when everybody was questioning like why Lamar wasn't playing? Anyway, maybe it's because I'm a little like, I really enjoyed Lamar Jackson's MVP season. Like, I was like, this is one of the most fun seasons I've had watching a quarterback play that wasn't a Broncos quarterback. And to see like all this BS just happen around him after Watson got it, after Watson got not only the most money, but they gave up so much to get him. But we can't figure it out for another guy who's pretty damn good. Anyway, sorry. I'm ranting.
Don't gotta apologize.
I do feel better.
Good.
That's what this show's about.
I knew you were pissed about that because, like, I saw your tweet yesterday. I was like, oh, he pissed. Like, that's not like a, stupid. Like, no, like, that's a legitimate gripe. And it makes sense. I mean, here's the thing. The Falcons also had a really easy out and be like, you know what? No, we believe in Desmond Ritter, which they kind of did say, but you're just
Yeah.
like, hey, like, we want that. But talk about what Harbaugh said. He also said, like, because I think he was asked, did he reach out to Lamar? And he's just like, I don't think he wants a coach right now. Like, there's nothing I can really do for him, but like, I'm here if he needs. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, that's a perfect response. It's just like, hey, he needs me. I'm here, but I'm not going to just like butt in just because I think that's the right thing to do. So I understand what you're saying though, because I think that it's the NFL all in of itself. Again, you can't say one thing and then do another completely different opposite thing. Like there has to be some consistency here. There, you can't say we care so much about player safety. It's the most important thing. We're going to make teams play 2 Thursday night football games in what's going to like destroy their bodies. Yeah. You can't do that. You can't be like, yep, no, we were in on Deshaun Watson. We're not in on Lamar Jackson because we don't like his style of play. Again, if you're saying it's just because Desmond Ritter, he showed some flashes, like, it's our guy. There is no conversation
last year. That's like, I get all that. And that's fair to Desmond Ritter. Like, if they believe in him, he deserves a chance to become the guy. Played a little bit last year. I'm all about guys getting those opportunities. The thing that people keep forgetting too, and like I touched on this in one of the videos last week, but like Lamar severely outplayed his rookie contract. Severely overperformed. They don't get raises. They don't get more money when they do that.
Yeah.
So it's really annoying when it comes time to actually pay them what they are valued. They don't get the money for past work.
I saw this tweet yesterday.
It was about Josh Allen.
Yeah. So Josh Allen career earnings 85 mil, Lamar Jackson 33 mil, same draft class, last 2 years eligible, 67 mil, 25 mil. Yeah. It's true. Like that's the business aspect. And here's where people can say, well, if you had an agent, and like we can talk about these hypotheticals all we want. The reality is that's true. That's over 50 million. That's a $50 million difference. And that's all. Listen, I know, folks, once we start talking about tens of millions of dollars, it loses its potency, I feel like, really easily, because none of us are going to see this type of money ever. But $50 million is like, that is generational wealth that is going to set up families and generations for years to come. And this is not to go after Josh, like that's awesome on Josh Allen. Like, and that's why you and I are always on the same page when it comes to players getting paid, getting money, helping out. EJ mentioned it when he was coming out here too. You get drafted, you create generational wealth for your family. Like, that's amazing. At the same time, it also looks at this and is like, hey, like that is a huge difference that, as Ross Tucker said, like that's never going to be made up.